The Newsday reports that senators have bemoaned a growing trend where cabinet ministers are snubbing question and answer sessions in both the lower and the upper houses of parliament. So this is the situation that is happening on the ground, and very, very sad to see this kind of development happening. Remember, these are the appointees of Mnangagwa. These are the confidants of Mnangagwa, the people that he has elected and selected and given the ministerial positions, saying to himself, these are the best people that I can ever have around. And yet, the very same people that Mnangagwa thinks he trusts so much are the people that are running away from the question and answer session. Remember, the question and answer session is one of the most difficult sessions of the House, where ministers will have to be answering quite a lot of questions from the MPs in Parliament. And unfortunately, when that session comes, now the report that we are having here is that the ZANU-PF ministers, Mnangagwa's own ministers, are busy running away from the question and answer. But who would blame them? Who can blame them, really? There's nothing that is as difficult as working for a government that is not working at all. You can't serve in a non-working government because the government of Emmerson Mnangagwa is collapsed. It's a collapsed government. There is nothing that is moving there. There is no ministry that is breathing. Everything is in intensive care. Everything is dead. So for a minister to come to parliament to answer questions will be very, very difficult. Because what do you have to say? What answers do you have to give for what is happening for a ministry that is not working? You have no funds. There is no money. The government is broke. There is corruption. The big guns are taking money from the government coffers, and there's no money flowing from the Ministry of Finance into other ministries that will have also to carry out the activities and projects that they have to do. So how can the minister come and explain what is happening to them? How can they come and say, we are not able to do what you are asking because the government is corrupt, or the top guys at the top there, they are taking all the money, there's no money that is flowing downwards? Can a minister be able to do that? They can't, they won't. And because of that, they would rather run away from the question and answer sessions. Because now what is happening is it's now a matter of them protecting their own jobs. Someone is just protecting their own stomach. That at least is, I remain a minister, and at least I know that my benefits, my salary is coming at the end of the month. Why should I worry about what happens? All that which is happening is not my business. As long as I am there, I'm driving the company, the government cars, I'm staying in government houses, I have my allowances, I can have my coupons for fuel, my children are going to school, and everything. So they will say, just zip your mouth and eat quietly. I've seen George Charamba tweeting the same statement at one point, saying, Ijgai makanyarara. Just imagine a whole government that would tell people that you Ijgai makanyarara, don't say things. Very, very sad. And really, it's very difficult to be a minister in Zimbabwe, especially if you are going to be a minister who wants to be accountable, who will have to give report back to whoever needs to hear what is happening in the ministry. What is it that you can tell people when you are in a system that is collapsed, that is not working, a system that is forcing you to say things are well when things are not, a government that is forcing you to tell people that everything is okay when nothing is moving, and they are forcing you to do that? Who would ever want to work for such a government? Those people are just under pressure. I'm telling you, they are enduring the pressure for the sake of just getting the allowances that they are getting from the government. Otherwise, for them really to be there, for anyone really to be there to say that I'm at work, working for ZANU-PF as a minister, that is a very, very difficult task. Very, very difficult. Because anything can happen at any time. So they have no choice but to run away from parliament. They can't answer those questions. They have no answers to those questions. Even Mnangagwa himself does not have answers. That's why last time Mnangagwa was saying, I don't even understand why the dollar or why the banks are no longer making profit. Imagine. Like really, the whole president does not understand He can't even see the kind of economy he's presiding over. He can't even understand that the political dynamics in the country have caused the country to be where it is today. And he still has the guts to ask people why banks are not making profit. And he says he does not understand why, because long back when we were growing up, the banks would make more money. You would put money in the savings. You find now later on it is more than what you put. But what is happening now? Just imagine. So that's the scenario on the ground. If Mnangagwa has no answers to what is bedeviling the country, then who else is able to answer that? Can a minister, can Kirsty Coventry go and answer questions that Mnangagwa can't answer? Do you think that hero worshipper of Mnangagwa, Tendai Mavetera, she knows anything that one? That she can go and answer on what exactly is happening up there with Mtuli Ncube and Kudakwashe Mnangagwa and Mnangagwa in the top offices there. She doesn't even have a clue of what is happening. She's just a minister sent to just go and gallivant and make noise and just sloganeer and gather people that can be given some $10 and buy them lunch and put them in a truck and just go somewhere and do something and just make some noise and make a video. That's all that she's doing. There's nothing that she's doing ever that is very, very visible that you can say we do have a minister who is at work. So these guys are in trouble, I'm telling you. Mnangagwa is just putting them in some corner and is expecting them to be going to parliament to answer questions on success of their ministries, when actually there's nothing that is moving. Nothing. A government that is broke, a government that can't even buy paracetamol, a government that cannot afford to pay its own workers, a government that cannot afford even to buy ambulances that the country will end up having barely no ambulance in the country. And yet when it comes to corruption, they are the big bishops of corruption, entering into hundreds and hundreds of millions of monies that they are using with Vanachi Vayo and Vanampofu and Mike Shimombe and the Director General of CIO involved. They were Priscilla Chikumba involved. All the people like Malaba being also involved in dirty deals of ZANU-PF. So where are we going? Where can we ever reach? What can a minister really say to the nation right now, explaining why their ministry is not functional? So to some extent, really, we can't blame them, because this government is just a government by name. There is no government here. It's just a group of mafia people who are just sitting there, waiting for every opportunity to steal, to enrich themselves, waiting for the day to fly away. That is all that ZANU-PF is doing. So very, very sad that in his own cabinet, in their own cabinet, that they've bastardized. I don't know why they are still afraid of their own cabinet that Shabang is given to them on a silver platter. Why are they still afraid of that parliament? Because that parliament really can't do much. It can't change much. It can't frighten them that much, because it's a ZANU-PF parliament. ZANU-PF people have come out in the open and they've said that there's no opposition anymore in Zimbabwe. So who are they afraid of, these ministers? Their own people. You see, very, very sad. It means not if there is not even a question that they can be able to answer. No matter how easy the question can be, still they won't be able to answer. They are running away from their own MPs and their surrogate MPs in the House of Assembly. So this is what is happening, family. A very sad development that we are seeing happening in the country. My brother Nation says, Elo Chatufa, the government has long back expired. No more ideas to improve the lives of the people. These ones are there's nothing that is happening there in Zimbabwe. We definitely don't have any government that to talk about. There is nothing, no progress to talk about. There is no order and there is no direction at all. It is just, a country that is on nosedive, going to destruction, and nothing will come out of it. So family, thank you so much. This is my last show on this channel. We are going to be crossing over to the main channel, where we are going to be having more longer discussions and hotter topics to talk about that I've selected for this day. Otherwise, I do really appreciate you for coming through. Let me not spend more time. I just gonna take a short break of about 20 minutes. Then we'll be coming back on the main platform, Chatufa Television Production, where we'll be talking about the main issues, and we'll be cruising until we get to the main show, the 7:30 bulletin, which is going to be our main discussion of the day. Otherwise, remain blessed. Thank you for joining me on the show. Subscribe, like, and share.